you would call bureaucratic bull something, I don't remember. And not only persevered, but actually lived with it and was optimistic like Mel Fisher. I mean, you've got to have a certain amount of optimism in order to be able to just live through some of the things that we have to go through with permits. And to answer the question about permits, I won't answer the question about permits. In Florida, you won't get any from Florida anymore. As far as the problem with, even if you did have a permit, to be quite honest and frank, and I dare anybody to challenge this, if you find a wreck out there, if it happens to be Spanish, you will be challenged by the Spanish government, and you will have the American government on their side. So what it's doing, basically, ladies and gentlemen, is turning private enterprise, the citizens here of the United States, the treasure salvers, those that go down and find these things that are going to eventually rot in the ocean and nobody's going to see, those of us who bring it up and put them in museums and private collections to be seen forever, it makes criminals out of us. Because treasure hunting will never die. It's human nature. People will want to go out and find lost things in the sea. Unfortunately, if you do that today, you go out and you see a gold coin laying in the sand. If you touch that, you could be arrested. It's a federal offense to touch it. To touch it. Read the rules and regulations around federal sanctuary. Anyway, I didn't want to get political tonight, but just to answer your question,
Janet Reno started on the wreck of the Juno. She calls up King Juan Carlos and said, hey, you ought to, after the abandoned shipwreck bill, gave ownership to the state of Virginia, an act of Congress.
That's exactly right. And what happened with, as you're talking about the Commonwealth of Virginia, there was two wrecks found by Ben Benson Sea Hunt called the Juno and the Lagalga. He spent almost $2 million of his own money and searched for a number of years for these two shipwrecks. Nothing was said. Everything was top of the line, legal. He got his permit from the state, or the Commonwealth, I should say, of Virginia. Everything was legal. Then he made the mistake of finding those shipwrecks. Spain immediately jumped in. The United States State Department and the Department of Justice stood behind, not only stood behind Spain.
Your tax dollars at work.
Not only stood behind Spain, but hired Spain's lawyers out of Washington, D.C. to take away the rights of a citizen of our country who had a permit by the Commonwealth of Virginia in order to do what he wanted to do. And that started a procession of takeovers under the little-known clause that was in the Shipwreck Abandoned Act of 1987 called sovereign immunity. And now Spain and any other country...
Kennedy and Bill Bradley.
Bill Bradley, yeah. But in any case, Spain now is on a roll. Anything that you find, I'm sure most of you who are following this know of Greg Stem's Odyssey. I mean, he finds it out in Gibraltar, in deep water, and it's an English wreck, but it happens to have Spanish coins on it. Who's claiming it? Spain.